Hello, and welcome to the Trucking Risk and Insurance Podcast with your hosts, John Farquhar and Chris Harris, the two bearded old farts. And we talk about trucking risk, and trucking insurance. And we've got a special guest today, the one, the only, the super Boston Bruins fan of all time, Kim Richardson. Let's get into today's episode.
You had to bring up the Boston Bruins, didn't you?
I had to do that every time I can because you know what? I actually read a thing there that they're the Maple Leafs are pulling some guys off the lineup against the Bruins because they felt it was unfair that the Maple Leafs are so strong that they need to give the Bruins a chance this year. So,
okay.
See, got you both silenced on that one, didn't we?
I don't want to get started because I don't want viewers to get bored. They're going to go, I thought I was going to learn something. All you're doing is pumping the Bruins tires. So, they play tonight. Then the real season starts. This is all just exhibition. Yep. So
Perfect. We'll see what happens.
The Leafs will have their golf clubs out before the Bruins will.
That's your prediction. Okay, good. We'll see how that goes.
All right. Speaking of predictions, Kim, what are you thinking is going to be happening at PMTC?
Are you talking the conference, June 8th and 9th, Niagara Falls?
Yep. Okay. Let's talk about the conference.
What's going to be happening? What's not going to be happening? These guys just continue, guys. When I say guys, I'm talking PMTC and the wonderful staff. Annette and Mike, I don't know how those two do it over there, but they always just set up an amazing agenda. I was talking to Mike the other day. Their conference is until June 8th and 9th, and they don't have any more booth space. It's all gone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sold out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They're expecting over 200 registered.
Sweet.
And they got a great lineup, awesome lineup.
Yeah. They always have a great agenda. Every year, they've always got good guest speakers and great information being shared out.
Kim, you got the inside scoop, don't you? Do you know who some of the speakers are?
Yeah, I do. Actually, it's not really inside scoop.
Okay.
It's up on their website now, but I did as being a board member and really engaged with PMTC. I just love their organization. I always think about what they're doing for the price they're doing it for, the venue, and it's always educational. It's always affordable, and the networking that goes on there. The networking business that goes on there. It's kind of cool just to sit back and watch all the intricacies. But do you want me to talk about the agenda a little bit, Chris? Because I'm happy to do that.
I think that's valuable.
Yes, please.
Cut me off and jump in when you want to talk more about what they're doing, because it's pretty full. They start on June the 8th. Their annual general meeting is for members only. But they start at 3:30, and they give a financial report. The Young Leaders Report is given there. And then there's the election is held for the directors. And they're doing a Truckers Against Trafficking presentation during the annual general as well. And then they got a cocktail party at 5 o'clock, and that's being sponsored by the good folks over at TKT Logistics. TKT Technologies. They're the geo guys, the ELD guys. And, shout out to them because they're participating in a lot of things. Good for them.
Yep. John at TKT Technologies Geotab Supplier.
Yep.
Did I say it right?
No. Has he been on yet?
No.
No, he's been invited.
Well, we need to do that because two of our customers. Can I mention companies' names?
Yes.
Shouldn't I?
Yeah.
So West Bell Logistics and Zavcor Transportation. I won't mention they were using other providers with ELD, and they switched over. And I said to these guys, "How come you're switching?" They said, "Strictly customer service."
Yeah.
These guys just get the fact, and they're truckers, right? They're truckers. They grew up in the trucking industry. They know the trucking industry. So good for TKT Technologies for sponsoring the cocktail party.
Mm-hmm.
And who doesn't like a cocktail? Let's be honest.
With a cigar?
Oh, jeez. I forget what we were talking about.
We're talking
the
about
next day. What's happening the next day at the PMTC?
Well, Heather Devine, eh? I think you guys have both heard Heather. She's a lawyer. She gives a legal update. And, every year they do the survey afterwards of, what everybody likes. And she's always 5-star, man. The information she brings, free legal advice to the trucking industry, to your company. Come on. That's awesome.
Can't beat that.
No. And then they do the benchmarking survey, which is very valuable to all the companies.
Yep.
They have the truck risk assessment and root cause workshop. Now that's being put on by IHSA. And all the wonderful work that, Michelle Roberts and Charlie Lambus has done. So I think that's going to be really interesting too. A lot of great information there.
Sorry, repeat that one again.
The trucking risk assessments and root cause workshop. And they're going to talk about, the cause of different things that happen with risk assessments and solutions. And it's all based on their root cause analysis, which is data, right? They've gathered all the data. And I think that's going to be really good. And who doesn't like listening to Charlie and Michelle? They're great people.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking of, so they're talking, it's right up my alley and John's alley. We're talking, that's why it piqued my interest. What did you say there?
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're sharing from the root analysis top risks within companies.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm pretty sure it's going to be really interesting because I may have had a sneak peek. It's pretty cool stuff. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. So after that, what's happening?
Telematics. How to execute and overcome challenges when implementing connected cameras with telematics. So the integration and what transpires there. The thing I like about it is when they bring these people in, I like to call them SMEs. A lot of these folks are subject matter experts with huge credibility. And then you get guys from industry and gals who are great moderators. Who doesn't like listening to these people? We got such a lot of knowledge from all sectors.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good. You've piqued my interest with the crash analysis.
Yeah, and then I think they always have great lunches and awards. They got the Rick Austin Memorial Dispatcher of the Year Award that CPC Logistics sponsors. The Driver Hall of Fame is always emotional to see these drivers of millions of miles. The males and females out on our road today. Really, they're the backbone of our industry, right? To see them recognized, it's pretty amazing.
Well, and changing subjects a little bit, you got your trucker hat on today, and I'm not, I'll put mine on because I've got mine right there. So there.
Mine's in the closet.
I don't want to...
Those great people at NAL, right? They're everywhere too.
Exactly.
I don't want to tell John to come out of the closet. That's for sure.
That's a job and a half. But hey, it's clean and dust free.
There's probably HR people that listen to the show, so I'm going to remain quiet.
Oh, they already know. We've gotten warnings already.
I bet. I think there's some stuff going on day one with electronic vehicles, electrification. It's a big buzz, solar power.
Yes, a lot coming in.
Kim,
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Kim and John, did you recently Truck World just ended. And, I've been to many of them over the years. And what shocked me or surprised me pleasantly was everybody, all the truck manufacturers have an electric vehicle now. Electricity appears to be the way of the future.
Coming.
Would that
Going.
be
Moving in that direction. Yep.
including the shunt trucks?
Yep. Yeah, I actually just read an article this week that Nikola has actually launched their electric vehicle before Tesla has.
Oh boy, that's gonna cause some smoke, eh? No pun intended. I guess
Yep.
know, not supposed
Yep.
to be any smoke in electric vehicles.
Right.
Well, the solar power too is amazing. I think I told you guys earlier on the PMTC golf tournament. They're gonna have a solar powered golf cart there, and solar power is getting big in like for refrigerated units and buses.
Yep.
It's insane.
Well, and reefer trailers.
Reefer trailers. Oh, reefer.
Refrigerated trailers.
Yeah, not the smokehouse kind.
Oh, you're an awful man. Yeah. So, we've been working with a company called West Hill Innovations, and they've had, without mentioning any names from our industry, I don't think that'd be fair, but we're talking running refrigerated units and no diesel cost.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm being told it costs about, depending upon the unit anywhere, and I could be wrong here, I'm no expert, anywhere between $1.25 and $1.75 an hour to run. Does that sound right?
Yep. I've heard those same numbers. Yep. I've heard.
Okay.
Yep.
So think about, and we won't mention.
And that was probably before the increase in fuel prices.
So how about a company that's got 3,000 refrigerated units?
Yep.
That's a pretty big savings to the bottom line, boys.
Huge. Well, you know what? And especially if you've got it parked at a customer facility and you're going to run low on fuel, the driver, didn't get fuel or it's been sitting there idling for several hours. We don't have enough fuel. Now you got solar. Well, geez, we always got sunlight coming out. So it just eliminates that need to get that thing refueled.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's about let's face it, the margins are pretty slim in trucking, as we all hear. And I'm hoping that this helps those companies out because it is. And let's face it, we're helping the economy, boys. We got to think about it.
Well, the economy and the climate, right?
Climate.
Reducing emissions and whatnot. So it's a huge plus all the way around.
Yeah. Got to think of our guys.
So they're going to be talking about electric vehicles at PMTC.
Yeah, and there's going to be also, I think that day one as well, they're also going to be talking about something to do with commercial vehicle driver safety, alcohol and drugs, the screening programs that are available. So again, something that's going to benefit the businesses. And then the awards, like those awards that they have, the private fleet safety awards. We here at CareCast, we sponsor the driver training scholarship award.
Yep.
That's a full tuition, AZ tuition. It's a $10,000 bursary for some deserving individual. And then they have the graphics awards, right? Those graphic awards. I think a lot of people just can't wait to see all those beautiful graphics and who wins those.
Yeah,
that's on day two.
And what I like about some of those awards is they're open to the industry, not just to private motor fleets.
Great point, John.
Yep.
And just speaking of awards, and again, going back to Truck World, TAT, Truckers Against Trafficking. What a great trailer they had. Right?
I like to know what, I mean, let's face it, everything's an investment, but can you imagine what it costs not only to put that trailer together, but to bring it up here to Canada?
Yep.
Yeah. Good for PMTC. They're going to have a deal on that first night. And you know what I'm really interested in? You guys will probably love this, being in your sector of the business. The final seminar is going to be on embracing risk management.
Yay!
Oh, hey, there we go.
And they don't have you two heavy hitters on the panel, but I think they have, it's being moderated by Leanne Drummond, who, a young, up-and-coming, rising star in our industry with CPC Logistics. But they got, we all know Scott Creighton. Anybody who doesn't know Scott Creighton in the truck from Northbridge, they've got that.
Yep.
And I'm going to butcher Kevin's last name, but Kevin Dushank, is it?
Nope, Duchek.
Duchek.
Yep.
He's from Sovereign Insurance out east, right?
Yep.
And anybody in the insurance business probably knows this lady, Lisa Arsenault.
Lisa, never heard of her. Don't know. We had a Lisa on the show here a while back. I don't remember what her last name was. So she seemed to be pretty intelligent, though. I will give her that.
Yeah. So she's on that panel, and then they got a fleet. They got Gerald Carroll from West Bell Logistics.
Cool.
And I think, it's always tough to keep people the second day, right?
Yes.
Well, Friday, and it's nice outside.
Yeah.
I'm not going to miss this because they're going to be talking about risks and fleet perspectives and how you benefit from analysis. And I think it's going to be one of the best panels.
Well, and one of the interesting things with the timing of the whole agenda is it's done. The whole conference is complete Friday at noon. Not Friday at 3, not Friday at 4, Friday at noon. So there should be no reason why they shouldn't be able to hold that audience in place more for a lot of these. And then everybody gets off early Friday and away you go. So that's awesome the way they got that scheduled.
Okay, we got to be careful because I don't want my spouse to know that it ends at noon because I want to get a golf game in before I come home.
So for the safety people, they have to stay until 5 to help clean up. Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what, as soon as that thing's done, I'm bolting it because I'm heading to Kelowna the next day.
See, well, I wonder how many people are finishing the conference at noon and have tea times booked at 12:30.
And good for them.
Kim, I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
Is this only for PMTC members?
Oh no, open. It's open to anyone in the industry. I think that's one of the nicest things about, and I love the PMTC, but they always think about everybody. It's not just why you got to be a private fleet or why you got to be an over-the-road fleet or you got to have tankers or it's only for suppliers. They just engage everybody. And isn't that the way we should be in our industry?
Yep, exactly.
Whether you're selling something, whether that be whatever, or whether you're yanking freight down the road or whether you're in training or consult, isn't it nice when you can just say, hey, we're all in this together?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a whole idea.
And I'm really happy that it's open to everybody because they've got a lot of good topics on the agenda and from a lot of experienced people.
Yeah, it's one thing to have the topics, but then when you peel back the onion and see the people that are actually there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And quite frankly, I'm a huge John G. Smith fan as far as moderating. And, John does such a great job with that.
He does.
Yes. I know that, and Mike would know the number because Mike, knowing president of PMTC, is a real good number guy. But I think they had like 30 submissions. Like when they put it out, the call for submissions for presentations, they had to select from 30 or maybe more.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I was actually party to that. A group of us, there was 3 of us that had put in a presentation last year, and we talked about risk management with telematics, and we were going to do a continuation of that, and so we put in a bid to be on the presentation panel, and it was funny because Mike reached out to us and he goes, guys, I really want you there, but oh my gosh, there's so many great presentations. So he said, we want to put you on hold. Hopefully we can get you in next year because he just had so much. And he said it really made it very difficult for his team to decide who was going to be in that presentation panel.
Such a class act.
Oh, yeah.
Telling you that up front before the time and effort that goes in. And I was in that same boat. I got this little gig that I was doing before COVID, and it's called Networking 101. I did it out east for Kelly Henderson's group, Trucking Human Resource Sector Council. And, Mike and I talked about it. He said, well, you should submit it. And I said, no. And I mean, try to remain humble. I get lots of airtime and different things. To be able to see some of this other stuff on here, I think it was much more beneficial than talking about networking. Not that that's not important, but
Right.
I think these items certainly fit the audience, and I'm excited to be out and about.
Yeah, cool. Yes.
I think this is going to be another amazing event. You know, we always start the Truck Training School Association of Ontario. Mike is always gracious enough to let us hold our board meeting there, which really helps both parties because, you know, the folks come down from our board and hang around. But we have our board meeting on June the 8th, and then we have our annual. Then everything just rolls into the PMTC event. So, you know, TTSAO and PMTC have a pretty cool relationship.
They do. I mean, TTSAO has a great relationship with a lot of the industry, but I think you're real tight with PMTC.
Well, I mean, let's face it. I think that Mike and the board get it. You know, our most important resource is not fuel. It's not electricity. It's not tires. It's people.
Yep.
And I think, you know, PMTC over the years, they've been kind of, they've been sheltered from that because they're really, I think the driver shortage hit the private fleets last. I think you'd agree with that, wouldn't you?
Yep. Yep.
But it's there.
Yep. Oh, big time. And that's where companies really need to invest in is their people. They need to do a better job and, you know, turn this, we know the transportation industry has got some sort of stigmatism to it and whatnot, so it's been hard to lure new drivers in. That needs to change, and the only way that's going to happen is by those operators, those company operators and whatnot, to change the stigmatism, get the new drivers in here because, well, I don't see a driver tree, just like I don't see a money tree, so there's not easy pickings by any means.
You don't have one of them?
Nope. If we did, Chris and I would be busy plucking drivers out of trees for a lot of companies.
Oh, money tree. But you know what? My dad made it all the time. God bless him. He hang on my wall here. But, you know, he used to say all the time, what do you think I am, a money tree?
Oh, I tell you. Hey, hit us with the dates again, Kim. When is it?
Yeah, so Wednesday and Thursday, June 8th and 9th at the Crown Plaza. I know all the information is on the PMTC website.
Yep.
I might have that information. Yeah, I do. So to register for the conference, and there is still a couple sponsorship opportunities apparently, just visit www.pmtc.ca. All the information's there. They got a new website, by the way. And, you know, shout out to Annette. You know, Mike and Annette do an amazing job, but I'll tell you, no one is busier this time of year than Annette over at PMTC with a PMTC golf tournament around the corner, and then conference like 2 weeks later. Good on them. They do a great job.
Yeah, and we'll put the links to the PMTC conference in the show notes down below, so that it makes it easy. If people want more information, they can just simply click on the link.
There you
go.
That's awesome.
Do that.
Hey, can I talk about another event that I hope you guys are going to show up to?
Sure.
This is fresh off the press, so the marketing collateral hasn't even gone out. But on June the 2nd, working by memory here, June the 2nd, there's going to be an outreach meeting at Lionhead Golf and Country Club in Mississauga there. And the TTSAO is hosting this meeting, and they're bringing out what I'm being told is an amazing speaker on mentorship. The title of her topic is The Magic of Mentorship. And this is a free event because of our sponsors. So the timing hasn't been set. Yeah, I don't think it's been 100% set, but it's June 2nd. I want to say like from 4 to 6. Come out and listen to this individual. She's supposed to be amazing. And the TTSAO is doing some wonderful things for their membership. And this is all no charge. So just keep an eye for that. Maybe you guys can promote it a bit for us. But I hope you guys come because, you know what? Don't tell anybody this, but you guys are influencers.
Social media influencers, my goal in life.
Well, I'll tell you, you guys are doing an amazing job. I tell you, keep up the great work, boys.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kim, and it's always great having you on the show. I was just going to say, as I stumble for words, it is great. And you've done a lot for the industry. You've done a lot for TPSAO, PMTC, truck driver training. You've just been a great advocate for trucking in general. And for that, I applaud you. Yay! But,
well, we've got a great team here with all of our businesses, but, together we always learn from each other. I've learned from you guys over the years. At the end of the day, you're good people. You give back to the industry, and it's amazing when you give. It always seems to come around full circle, and that's not why we give. That's not why you give. But keep up the great work, boys, and we're proud to be associated with you guys. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. It's great.
Thanks for coming back onto the show. And with that, let's wrap up this week's trip, which is a trucking risk and insurance podcast with John Farquhar and myself, Chris Harris, with our guest this week, Mr. Kim Richardson. Always a pleasure to have Kim on the show. Thanks so much. That's it for this week.